Welcome to the Land Your Bet Sports Betting Podcast. It is late night Sunday here. We are going to be going over 5 picks, early picks here for Monday's giant Martin Luther King slate. We've got 11 games that we're looking at here. So I'm going to have this video for you with about 5 picks and a little bit of a ladder, so maybe 6 if you want to call it that. And then we're also going to be having another video on Monday morning of this giant slate where there'll be some games already going on, but we're going to get to those ones right now. And then we're also going to get some late game picks coming in that second video that'll be out late morning on the West Coast out here. I'm going to have some guest cappers coming and just dropping by, giving us a pick or so, maybe 2 if they feel like it, as they come in and just get in, get out, give us the goods, and then we move on. So let's take a quick look at how we did here, but do subscribe to that page so you'll be reminded that I've got more videos coming out tomorrow for you with more picks for everything that you need here on this giant slate. On Sunday, it was just brutal, man. I'm going to quickly go over it because it's worth it, but Ant Edwards, bad play on my part. The Clippers didn't bring it. There was 105 points scored by the Timberwolves, and yet they still got Ant Edwards 33 points, scored a ton of them. Obviously, nobody else came to play for Minnesota, and he dominated on offense. James Harden only had 8 assists on about 17 potential assists because the Clippers shot 43% from the field. They also shot 43% from deep, but none of those threes were really assists that James Harden was able to get off. So that's why he failed. And then if you want to know why there's no such thing as a lock in sports betting, Jaime Jaquez was a bet that we put out there for 23.5 PRA over at even money. He had 22 points, rebounds, and assists combined in 14 minutes. 14 minutes of play, and he had 22 PRA because we were spot the hell on with this bet. And then he got hurt, and he didn't come back. And that's how betting goes, man. I don't know what to tell you. That's how it goes sometimes. So we go 0-3, 2.7 units lost. Let's move the hell on here. We're still 19.8 units up on the Playa props there. 123.98 on the season, up 10.5 units. And for those of you that are still new or coming in, we care about units. That's how much we made, how much we lost. I don't care about my win-loss record if I'm up money, right? Obviously, the more you win, the more you're likely to win money. But as long as we're putting the units sizes correctly out there, we're betting the right amount on the games we like the most, etc. So keep an eye on the unit sizes. Let's get into these bets. All right, Jabari Smith Jr. is number 1 here. Over 12.5 points. We're playing that right now on Sunday night. Already bet that with a full unit. The over 8.5 rebounds I have not bet yet because I don't know if Joel Embiid is playing. If Joel Embiid is playing, I don't like this as much. I'm going to be honest with you. If he doesn't play, then I like this a lot. 8.5 rebounds for Jabari Smith. That's dependent on Embiid. That's what those purple asterisks mean. So the reasoning, Tari Eason is out. That's the most important thing. That these two dudes, they take each other's minutes. They take each other's spots on the floor. And with Tari Eason out, we've got more minutes for Jabari. We've got more points coming for Jabari, and we should have more rebounds coming for Jabari. He's gone over the points prop in 12 of 16 without Tari in there. He's gone over the rebounds prop 9 of 16. So it's a lot more likely for him to get the points here at this low number rather than the rebounds necessarily against this Philadelphia team, who, I will be honest, they give up the most rebound or second most rebounds per game to power forwards on the whole season because there's not much going on at the power forward position for this team. As we know, Tobias Harris playing some power forward, Kelly Oubre gets in there and plays some power forward. So it's like there's a lot of, there's not a lot of height coming in or depth on that in that part of the floor for the 76ers. So that's why guys like Jabari Smith have had a decent time rebounding against this team. The only unders that Jabari really went on the points and even the rebounds, the only times he really went under in these situations without Tari Eason was when they played really good teams against power forwards like Brooklyn and a few others, Boston, Orlando, all these teams that are really, really good against power forwards. Those are the 4 teams that he struggled with when he was trying to get these points and rebounds against the teams that he's been playing without Tari Eason. So we're going to go with the points. I'm going to tell you to look at the rebounds, or look at the Philadelphia 76er injury report to see if you should take the rebounds when you're waking up, looking at this. As soon as we know what's up with Joel Embiid, then you can attack the rebounds. But I think the points are good to go regardless. So that's why we put it in tonight. All right, Jonas Valanciunas here. Valanciunas double-double, plus 110 on DraftKings. We're going to go with a full unit on that. And it's a really simple bet here, man. I'm not going to get more deeply into this sort of the game theory between these two teams, other than to say when Derek Lively's not in, this team doesn't have a center. Maxi Kleber's back. We'll see how that works. He's still a very undersized center. There's nobody that's going to be able to bang with Jonas Valanciunas if Derek Lively's not on the floor. Even if Derek Lively's on the floor, Joval should still be able to handle him, at least when it comes down to the half court. Obviously, if they're in transition, Derek Lively's a very spry young man who's going to be way more athletic than Joval. But when they are in the half court, Joval can use his size and strength to get the position that he needs to get the rebounds and to get the points, to be honest with you. They are allowing Dallas the 5th most points per game to centers, the 4th most rebounds per game to centers. So it's likely that he's going to continue to have success against this team, which he has had. In 4 of the last 7, he's gone over, and the 3 unders were 3 blowout games dating back to 2 seasons ago. So it is pretty much the same team. There's actually less formidable opponents on the Mavs than in the past when Joval has played them. So I do feel good about it. You need the minutes to be there for Valanciunas. If they're not, then we're in trouble. And I do think that they will be because, again, when you have a team that you can dominate like this, then he has done well. And that was the case the other night when he played Dwight Powell against this Mavericks team, and he still got 28 minutes. I do believe he's in line for 28 minutes tonight. Tonight on Monday afternoon, Monday morning, whenever you're watching this game. At the same time, like I'm a little bit wary of it. I still put the full unit on it because I got 5 full units on the first set of games here, but this is not necessarily my favorite one. And I like this one a little bit more than the next one, but the only thing I have for you is that it's a really, really good matchup for him. And I believe if you guys know that you've been watching these videos with me, you know I like to have a little bit more than like this guy does well against this team or this team does bad against this position. That's the most that I have for him on this one. So I'm being fully transparent. I don't have matchup probabilities other than he's going to dominate the matchup that he's in, right? So that's why we like him in this one. And I'm still going to put the full unit on the plus 110 for him basically to get 10 boards because the 10 points should be good. The rebounds are at 9.5, so I wanted to get some plus juice with him, right? All right, let's move on to Kyrie here. Man, it's not worth the juice. I'm going to be honest with you. This is another one I just put a half a unit on because I don't have all the bets that I want for the morning slate on MLK Day. There's going to be games starting at 10 a.m. my time tomorrow, so I'm not going to have time to get a video out before that. This one's going to be on at like 11 my time, right? So I just wanted to get something in there. This is the best bet for Kyrie, in my opinion. It's a really high points prop. It's a really high everything prop, but the rebounds are the thing that are the least likely for him. So they allow the fewest rebounds to point guards. The Hornets, the Pellies do here, New Orleans Pelicans. I just call them the Hornets, and they allow the 10th fewest rebounds per game overall. So it's not like there's going to be a lot to pluck from for Kyrie in terms of these rebounds on either end of the floor. To be honest, like I expect New Orleans to have their way on offense with this team. I do think they win. It's going to take a complete crazy heroic effort from Kyrie to beat this team alongside with Tim Hardaway Jr., THJ. Easy for me to say. The two of them have to go absolutely bonkers for them to win this game. Like, per se, the 44 points that he had against the Knicks the other night, which was a complete anomaly. That would be the type of game he would need here. But either way, I don't think the rebounds are there for him. He's going to probably be focused on scoring and assisting more than anything, right? He's going to have the ball in his hands the entire time. He's probably going to play another 40 minutes the way he played 40 against the Pellies the other night. But this could be a blowout, right? That would be where I would lean before anything for the way that this game is going to turn out. I don't think that Dallas is going to be able to hang with them once they have their starters. Pellies just beat them without their starters, all their backups, right? The only starter that played in that one, well, 2 was Herb Jones and Jonas Valanciunas, and everybody else was Dyson Daniels. We had a lot of Jose Alvarado out there, but I do like Grand Theft Alvarado to be helpful in this game for us to keep Kyrie off the boards. He's had nearly 10 rebound chances with nearly 6 boards a game in the last 3 without Luka, and he's only gone over this prop twice without Luka since he's been on this Mavericks team, right? 2 of the last 10 times that he's played without Luka Doncic, under in the rebounds category. And it's like, look, Luka is taking rebounds from him, so it doesn't necessarily make sense that he wouldn't get a ton of rebounds. But 7 is still just too high for this man who has had some crazy rebounding games for a guy his size. Minus 142 isn't great for the juice, but he would have to do something that would be way out of the norm for him to go ahead and get the 7 boards here. He could get 6, but that would be where I cap him at his ceiling in this one, is how I feel about it. So the minus 142 isn't great juice for something that's, my projections are not that much greater than the way that we have this prop line set for us. So like I said, not my favorite, but I wanted to get something out there for you in this one, aside from this bet that's in that game. And I really, really like this bet even more, like definitely more than the Kyrie bet. So under 7.5 rebounds and assists for Tim Hardaway Jr. The thing about THJ is you could add the points. It's all the way up at 31.5 on FanDuel. So you could add the points and I wouldn't hate it. The thing is like he's going to shoot 9 to 10 threes. And if he makes 4 of them, we're at 12 points. We're getting a little bit dicey, right? Because he will get to the line probably 3 to 4 times in this game. But the rebounds and assists are really what I like more than anything. Because let's say he gets 24, 25 points. He goes completely ballistic from 3, especially if he's going to pull 14 or 15 threes like he has when Luka's been out a couple of times now. Then you're a little bit scared that he just gets hot. I always prefer an under with THJ, even on the points, because he's streaky as hell, and you just don't know when he's going to come with it. So we'll just stay away from the points entirely and go, the rebounds and assists are the thing that would keep him under entirely the 31.5 PRA. So we'll go for it. So under an 8 of 10 without in his last 10, 4 of 5 without Luka in his last 5 games. He's also gone under the 7 rebounds and assists. On the season, he's got 8 rebound chances and 4 a game. Not even 4 a game, really. But I'm sorry, this is with Luka. In the last 5 without Luka, 8 rebound chances, 4 rebounds per game, 3 potential assists, 2 assists per game, right? That's actually higher than what it is for him on the season. He's averaging less than 4 rebounds per game on the season as a whole. He's averaging less than 3 potential assists per game on the season as a whole. It's just when Luka's been out, a little bit more potential assists, a little bit more rebound chances, not anything crazy. He's still playing from the same place on the floor, the top of the zone, right? He's out there on the wing on offense. He's really not crashing very hard. So, like, the thing that's annoying about this one is that right as I was making this bet, Derrick Jones Jr. was ruled out. And Derrick Jones Jr. is the reason that THJ usually doesn't start. Now, he was going to start no matter what because Luke is not in there. But Derrick Jones Jr. is also a guy who they rely a ton on for rebounds. And without him in there, there's going to be a few more opportunities for other guys. I don't know if those rebound chances are going to go to Tim Hardaway Jr., and I wouldn't bet on them doing that. New Orleans is incredibly good at limiting rebounds to guards. Shooting guards, 11th overall. Should have mentioned on the other slide, they're tops overall in terms of limiting point guards rebounds. Whatever you want to do with that. It's weird when you've got like limiting centers assists, limiting point guards rebounds. Like, well, that's not what they're supposed to do anyway. So is it a little bit just weird that why is that? And I don't have very strong reasoning for it, so I don't love it as a stat. But Tim Hardaway Jr. is not getting those ancillary stats, man. Like, that's not the thing that he's doing out there. And without Luka, honestly, he's just they need him to score so much that like it's not like the rebounds and assists would have surprised me if they went up without Luka, because it's not like he's doing that with Luka. It's not like he's responsible for that without Luka, and that's just not part of his game. So we're going to stick with the under for the boards and the dimes here for THJ, and then we're going to close it out with, honestly, top 2 favorite bet, probably up there with and I like the under for THJ a lot as well. You can see with the unit sizes. I also like him at over 21.5 points for Pascal in this one. Minus 109 on Caesars if you can get it. It's still like minus 110 on DraftKings and the normal books that more states actually have, but full unit either way, minus 110, 115, what you get it at, I'm good with it. He's gone over this in 5 of 7 games since the trade. The 2 that he didn't go over, complete blowouts, right? They blew the doors off of the Golden State Warriors. And then the other blowout, they beat, actually just didn't get it against the Kings, even though he had a decent amount of minutes in that one, which we'll just move past that. The 24 points per game in 33 minutes, that's been the case over the last 7. 14.5 field goal attempts, that's what we care about here. And that would probably be up at about 16 or 17 because he gets 15 or more in the games that aren't blowouts, when he's getting the actual 34, 35, 36 minutes that he always plays, especially, like I said, repeatedly since the trade. And really, this is about if Jaylen Brown's playing, because the Celtics, they are very good at guarding power forwards. They limit them to the second or fewest points per game on the season. They're very good at guarding the position because they're just good all over the place down low with Kristaps, with Jaylen Brown, and with when Papa Al Horford gets in there, and even Jason Tatum. They're very, very good down low defending positions like Pascal, but Pascal is the perfect problem for them, right? He's not a good matchup for this team because he gives KP fits when he pulls him away from the basket. He gives Papa Al fits the same way. He is stronger than Jaylen Brown, as strong as JB is, so he can also take him down low. And really, any of the minutes that Jaylen Brown's not on him, if you don't have Jaylen Brown and you don't have Drew Holiday on him, you're in trouble. There's nobody else that can handle him. You look at the matchups for him against the Celtics the last bunch of times he's played them, and it's like I said, Jaylen Brown does the majority of the guarding on him, but when he comes off and Pascal plays against a different unit, right, he's a complete problem. He's been scoring on Derek White, scored on Papa Al, scored on Kristaps. No one could really handle him. So if he's going to get the 33 to 36 minutes, and this is a game, and the Celtics don't just completely blow the doors off of the Raptors because they're pissed about that loss to the Bucks the other night, then this should be a better game than we've seen actually a couple times from these two teams. And we've never seen this iteration of the Raptors take them on. But because he's still leading the team in usage rate and he still is the go-to option, he's still the guy you can depend on to get 33 to 36 minutes, like I said, then you love the volume for him at 21.5 points. If Jaylen Brown, who's questionable, doesn't play in this is an absolutely amazing bet. He'll probably go up to 22 or 23. You can take your time if you want, but this is one of my best plays for sure. I would hit 21.5 points before long, because if Jaylen Brown's in, it's not going down. If Jaylen Brown's out, might go up, right? So you don't want to wait for that news to be official for JB before you make this play on Pascal. All right, quick reminder as I go into the best bet summary that we do have another video coming. I've got a few guest cappers coming on. They're just going to go rapid fire for us. Give us a pick or two. Give me the reasoning for why they like it. And I'll have a few more picks as well in that video that's coming out tomorrow, probably 12 p.m. PT, 3 p.m. Eastern. So right before, a couple hours before the second round of games start off, right? The last game is 3:30 p.m. I believe is that the Spurs and Hawks game is the last one to tip off the last set of games here. So make sure you go ahead and check out that next video. Jabari Smith Jr., over 12.5 points. Like that now. Over 8.5 rebounds. We like that if Joel Embiid is out. So make sure you keep an eye on that injury report for the 76ers. Jonas Valanciunas, double-double, plus 110 on DraftKings. That says half a unit. I apologize. That should say full unit. I already got that one full unit in on Jonas Valanciunas for this one. Kyrie, this is such a stupid bet, honestly. Like, I'm telling it to you while I'm giving it to you. It didn't really hit me until I was like about to start recording. I was like, why am I doing this for minus 142 at $50 or 0.5 units? Like, what am I doing? And it's really just because I'm still super pissed that I got the 44 points and rebounds and assists wrong for Kyrie. But the rebounds are the thing that he should be coming away not doing. So I'm rolling with it. I ain't going to be mad at you if you don't do it. Tim Hardaway Jr., love this bet too. One full unit on under 7.5 rebounds and assists for THJ. And then Pascal, over 21.5 points. That's low. It's so low it feels trappy, but I'm putting the full unit on it. Like, don't second guess yourself if you have a good feeling about things like this and the numbers to back it up. So that is all the time that I have for you guys in this one. Appreciate y'all subscribing, following along, all that good stuff. It is the start of the week, so I'm coming back with the best bets that I'm going to be doing. I put one out on social media, so make sure you're following along there. Twitter, Instagram, Land Your Bets, on obviously here on YouTube, and even on TikTok if you guys want to follow me over there for the best bet of the day that I'm bringing you guys, usually in under. We'll see which one I'm making it, but I'll be looking at more bets, like I said, all day leading up into the next video and even afterwards and beyond. So continue to follow along, subscribe to that page, and until I see you next, happy betting.